Hey everyone, how is it going? Welcome back. So, this video is going to be kind of just a talking video from me. So if you're just looking for cool and interesting cards, come back to the next video, which will be soon. Um, Basically, I just want to talk a little bit about me, about the channel, where things are at, why there's been a little bit of inactivity fairly recently. Yeah, I guess just catch you guys up on things. So I guess big thing to jump in with is I haven't been feeling myself lately. Both physically and mentally, I've been hitting a wall. Kind of. I've had a lot of burnout, a lot of stuff going on. To talk about the physical side of things, it's it's not anything major. Um, Honestly, it's going to sound so ridiculous when I say it, but it's to do with allergies that I have. After we adopted our dogs, I found out that I was very badly allergic to dog hair to the point where sometimes I will just stop breathing properly. My throat will completely close up. I will wake up in the middle of the night unable to breathe. So I have to take obviously a lot of medication just to live in this house with the dogs. I have to take allergy pills minimum once a day, possibly twice a day, depending on how bad it gets. And those things, they make you drowsy. They aren't great for your body, and the fact that I've now been on them for a couple of years, basically every day, it is taking a toll. I'm experiencing the drowsiness a lot more. I'm experiencing just exhaustion, unable to just get myself to do anything a lot more. The long term solution to this is one that I'm also undergoing, which is allergy shots, injections. Every 2 to 4 weeks now, I have to go in and I have to get a shot, which contains, some of what you're allergic to, and it's to help your body build up a tolerance to it so that eventually in the future I can hopefully stop having to take medication every day. But as with just the pills, the medication, the longer that goes on for, the more of a toll it's taking on me. And the fact that the way they do it is because they're building up the immunity, they're increasing the dose of what's in my shot every time that I go. And I'm kind of at the point now where if I know I'm going, say, on a morning to get my shot, that day and the full next day, I just need to write off the idea of really doing anything. Just I can maybe get away with doing a little bit of editing, but certainly no filming, no sorting cards, anything that takes really any kind of physical effort. It's just I'm out. It's my body can't do anything for those 2 days. And like I say, it feels stupid for me to even say. There are people like that with real illnesses and stuff who are still getting on with it. I just feel like I wanted to offer you guys some kind of explanation as to what's going on with me. And that's it. It's not like I'm not using it as I'm not trying to use this as an excuse. I'm trying to use this as a reason. That is just physically how I am the days that I get these shots and the days afterwards. I think the last shot I got a week or two ago, but I'm due for another one soon. I think the day that I got it, I think I slept for 18 hours that day, just because it just it honestly it just shuts me down. That's all I can really say. All of that just it makes it hard to really find the balance between. I've said for a while I would love for video making to be my job. This is what I would love to be doing, but I have to try and focus on finding the time, dedicating enough time to do this, plus making sure Laura is getting all the support she needs around the house, because Laura has a real job with real hours that she has to do. So obviously I'm in charge of most of the stuff around the house, because hours that I work on this are a lot more flexible, but it's trying to balance that flexibility with actually making sure I do dedicate the hours to it. Obviously we've had everything that went on with Castiel, our German Shepherd, which I think I've spoken a bit about here before. Basically, he has a form of cancer. He had to have his leg amputated. We are still dealing with that. That's not a thing that's done. That's not over. He's going to be dealing with that for the rest of his life. Now he's walking around with 3 legs. It makes it harder getting him in and outside. It makes it harder him just doing anything. So that's a whole other thing on. Plus, just you can imagine the emotional and mental toll it takes on people. Having one of your pets go through something like that. It is also kind of no secret, that I'm not really a part of the Pokemon collecting community anymore. haven't been for a few years now. I mean, everything that went on with, certain people, certain forums, which is pretty well documented. If you listen to Coffee Talks with me and David, you'll know all about that. But since all that stuff happened, I'm not in the community. These videos and stuff that I do, and sorting stuff from my own personal collection, that's really the only connection to any kind of Pokemon community that I have. Outside of the occasional posts on Instagram, occasionally chatting to people out on there, but there's nothing like dedicated. I don't have that Pokemon friendship group that I used to have. There's Dave and there's a tiny handful of other people in the Pokemon collecting community that I would still consider friends in any way, when previously, I would have had tons of people. I'm not even sure what point I was trying to make with that, other than, it makes things more, I guess, emotionally taxing and mentally taxing when this is a much more lonely hobby for me than it was now. Obviously, Laura, my wife, is involved in collecting too, but when she's involved in Pokemon, a lot more of her stuff is she travels to events and stuff a lot. She's doing a lot more judging and stuff now, and because I'm doing the videos, because I'm opening the stuff on camera for both of our collections, she's not as hands-on with her collection anymore, which means that, she's not as... I don't know. I don't really know how to say it, but I think you guys get what I'm aiming for. That's not to say that I don't still love this hobby. I love card collecting. I still love Pokemon. It's just, it's just the way it is, Things go up and down, and, I can't change stuff that's happened. But that's my reasoning for why this has been happening with me, with the way that I am at the moment. You guys are probably... I've been rambling for so long. To tell you, I'm 20 minutes into recording. You guys have probably seen 5 minutes of this. A lot of it was just blank stares and just incoherent rambling. I'll say at this point, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to be stopping making videos. I'm not going to be getting out of Pokemon. I'm not selling out, anything like that. My plan is, and always was, continue as it was before. Where I was having some decent growth over the last couple of years. Projects that are still ongoing. Columbus Card Guys, the Spotify audio-only podcast I do with my friend Jordan, that's still going on. We took a little bit of a hiatus over while I was out at Worlds. We had a week or two off there. Did a special when I came back after Worlds, and then we've had a bit more time off because I was away again, basically. But we are now planning to jump that back into being a weekly thing. So I have one episode I'm waiting to edit, which you maybe hear a day or two after this goes up, and then we should be on a much more regular schedule after that. Coffee Talks, which I know is the big thing that everyone keeps asking me for. A couple of things. One, David's laptop broke. He's waiting on a new one coming in. But David's just a busy guy. Like, I've said I'm trying to make this my full-time job, and I've already talked about that in this video. David is not. Obviously, this isn't... Even though David is just, like, coming on the podcast to record, and I'm the one doing all the editing and stuff, David doesn't have the level of free time all the time. The last few episodes, when we stopped after a while, because we take a break, it's because David works in finance, and it was coming up to, like, the end of tax season. He didn't have an hour a week to spare. He has family stuff going on, and even though I was out there visiting David, we were working on other stuff while I was out there. So this is to tell you guys, like, I know that you want Coffee Talks back. I want Coffee Talks back. And when we can, as soon as we can make Coffee Talks happen again, we will. I just want to make sure you're all clear. It's not that we don't want to do it. It's not that we don't think people are enjoying it. We know that they are. And you're just going to have to watch this space, unfortunately. In terms of videos on this channel going forward, the videos I enjoy making the most are the informative type videos. The ones where I'm not just opening a product, the ones where we're talking about the history of some cards or something. There is just it's a much more shallow pool of ideas to be able to jump into on those videos, as opposed to, new products, where it's like, a new product's come out, open it, that kind of thing. There are still plenty of things to talk about, it's just, I don't know, to me it always feels like when I'm picking something I really have to do the research into it. It takes me a lot longer to produce a video, but I do want to be doing more information videos in addition to the product openings. The product openings are kind of, I know they get less views, less people are actually interested in them, but the way that YouTube works its stats and whether it's going to push videos out to people and stuff is a lot based on actual watch time. So if I'm making a 10-minute information video, but I'm making a 40-minute box opening or a 40-minute product opening, even though the product opening only has to get a quarter of the views as the information video for YouTube to count it the same. That's the YouTube backend. It's weird. Plus other algorithm related stuff that I don't fully understand. Plus with the research and stuff, I've made videos in the past where I've made mistakes in videos, I give them the wrong information, and then I do always make a correction video to update that. Sometimes I always feel about just deleting the video altogether and then creating one new video with all the correct information. There's probably some old videos I will do that for. I'll at some point go back in, look at stuff, make an updated one with all of the new information and put it out. There's so much misinformation out there, and there's so many people in Pokemon deliberately spreading misinformation, either because they have a vested interest in people believing the wrong things about cards. And when I say a vested interest, I mean a financial interest in people believing the wrong thing about cards, or they just want to make their YouTube videos or their Instagram Reels or whatever, they want to make them more exciting, and if the truth behind a certain card isn't exciting, maybe they're just going to lie about it, We see that all the time, so I'm always trying to be super conscious that I never want to be putting misinformation about cards out there, I do also know that talking about non-Pokemon games generally is less popular on the channel amongst a lot of people, but that's for me, basically. That's I like to have a slightly diversified hobby than just Pokemon. I like my Doctor Who cards. That's the big thing at the moment for me, is I'm trying to finish off some Doctor Who collections, so you'll probably see some Doctor Who videos coming up, that's my next big thing. The reason you haven't seen any Doctor Who lately is actually because since most of the cards are in the UK, since that's only where they were sold, I get stuff shipped to my mum's house when I buy from eBay, rather than paying international shipping every time. And then normally my mum will just send me a parcel every month or two with everything that I've ordered. But my mum's actually coming over for Thanksgiving, so she's just going to save everything and bring it over then. So after Thanksgiving, you're going to see a whole glut of Doctor Who stuff. In terms of other stuff coming up, I did actually film the trophy card stuff while I was at David, so I'll do an update to the video I did last year, just showing off every English trophy card, so you've got that to look forward to. There will obviously be more product openings. Like I said, I just need to. Sometimes it feels like with YouTube you need to be getting videos up, regardless of what they are. A consistent upload schedule is very big for YouTube, so there will be some of those to help fill the gaps, because I don't have to spend as much time on those as, like I said, compared to the information videos, which take a bit longer. I don't know what I'll say. I just felt like I owed you guys something, at least some kind of acknowledgement that things weren't running as smoothly, especially to the people who still support me on Patreon. Huge thank you guys to the few of you that have stuck with me. The people who are on my Patreon are still on my Patreon. Cannot thank you guys enough. And I really hope this didn't come off too much as, me whining or me making excuses. I was trying to fully present this as, these are reasons that these things have happened. They aren't me trying to just make excuses. I know I'm acknowledging that I need to put more time and more effort into this. I was just wanting to explain why I haven't, and hopefully I can change it going forward. But hey, that's me. That's it for today. I don't know. Hold out for some more videos. Go listen to Columbus Card Guys, and I'll see you again soon.
We would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who chooses to support the DJ Gigabyte channel on Patreon. Join us to help out and get a look behind the scenes.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!